What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Sunday night, and for some of y'all, I'm very sorry. It's Monday morning. I know, not your favorite day of the week, but I have a great show that, regardless of what time of night or day it is for you, trust me, we're going to keep you occupied and keeping your mind off of whatever you're dealing with. All right. In our new segment, Behind the Feed and Off the Record, we have a jam-packed segment. First, Katt Williams is in some serious trouble and he is being investigated. Two, private investigators say that the LAPD has more information on the David and Celeste case, but they are not giving it out to anybody. Also, Nicki Minaj breaks her silence amid fears of Jay-Z. And five, George Santos talks after Donald Trump commutes his sentence, and he gives a lot of hints to maybe the next person getting a commutation or a pardon. Whew, when I tell you that section is stacked, trust me, Off the Record and Behind the Feed is lit. But we also have three lead stories. Donald Trump and JD Vance respond to the No King's Day protest, and they also get backlash due to their response. Also, the trial against Deputy Sean Greyson is starting tomorrow for unaliving Sonya Massey, and Jennifer Lopez gets called a liar and a cheater by her ex-husband. I'm telling you, the show's packed, all right? In quick news, we're going to touch and talk about Steph Curry, Ayesha Curry, Kim Kardashian, LAPD again, and Nicki Minaj again. As always, we're going to close out the show with question of the day, social discussion of the day, and comments of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Let's go. Let's go. I'm about to start this show. I already said let's go, but I'm doing it again. Let's go. Our first Behind the Feed and Off the Record story is about Katt Williams. Now, before I even get into this is another story about Katt Williams. We not broke a story, but we were one of the first ones to tell you about a story that Tasha K was interviewing Katt Williams' little brother, and he had a lot of allegations. And we let you guys know that there was an investigation happening behind the scenes, okay? Now, a lot of you are weary of Tasha K, but I also told you that I spoke with somebody on her team and they said that this was legitimate. Now, and I also let you know that I have been hearing for months that the powers that be are still not happy with Katt Williams and what he talked about, how he talked about them on Club Shay Shay. And literally for the past year, people have been trying to take down Katt Williams. And I don't know, allegedly, maybe they're going through Tasha K with this. So there has been, of course, conversation about that first interview with Katt Williams' little brother. Here is the second allegation that she has come out publicly with. And again, I understand that some of you might take this with a grain of salt, kind of like how when Candace Owens tells you something, etc., etc. But outside of Tasha K's camp and inside of Tasha K's camp, they are saying that these are coming from legitimate sources, okay? For YouTube flags, I'm not able to read this out fully to you, but I'm sure you guys will be able to make sense of it, okay? So Tasha K wrote and says, this wine is strong. A tip just came in. A mainstream comedian allegedly impregnated his, not technically his real, but he used to date the mother. The mother left with him at a younger age. He took responsibility for raising her, and allegedly she got pregnant, again, young, and then was asked to not keep the pregnancy. And multiple times after that, the same thing happened again. She allegedly calls him daddy. Can you guess who this comedian could be in the comment section? So Tasha, of course, wants to be very careful. As you guys know, she was sued by Cardi B. She had to file for bankruptcy. She lost the case for $4 million. Ended up paying Cardi B $1 million. And I just bring that up, and I'll get back to the comments. I just bring that up because I feel like Tasha K has learned her lesson, which is now why I'm thinking and I'm assuming, on top of the research that I've done, that she is going to be above board because she's already on a tightrope. But she's just being more slick about it. So that's why she said, anybody want to guess in the comment section below? Because now it's not her saying anything, just like I'm not saying anything. Now, the comment section says this. Oh gosh, I just lost my space. Sorry. The comment section says this. Katt's ex left him with all her kids. We got it figured out, Tasha K. And then Tasha K comments underneath with the eye emojis, not saying anything. Now, if you go to ChatGPT quickly and ask about Katt Williams and his ex, you'll see Katt Williams has publicly stated that he has 10 children in total, 5 sons and 5 daughters. Of those, only one is reportedly his biological child, a son born from his marriage with a person. Doesn't matter her name right now. He adopted and became the legal guardian of many other children, 9. And by his own account, he says it's his way of giving back after his own difficult childhood. There are legal records showing he lost custody of one of the children, an adopted daughter, in 2011. Custody was awarded back to a woman named, which I'm not going to say, with Katt Williams granted visitation rights. Later in 2011, he filed paperwork disputing this woman's claims, stating she was a former nanny with no parental rights. Okay, so I'm just going to stop there. And if y'all want to chat GPT and find out names and Google or whatever, go down your own rabbit hole. But like I said, last time we talked about Katt Williams, there has been a mark on his back since that Shannon Sharpe interview. That is just without question. He went on there and he spoke about a lot of people and really got a lot of Hollywood elites upset. And y'all know what happens when people get upset. You know, and he called out names. He didn't say allegedly this or whatever. So, like I said, I have asked around with my sources, and a lot of them have confirmed that there are some branches of government, and there are some other people looking in and investigating. Let's just leave it at that. And some of these stories will come to light either in criminal charges or in civil charges. So I'll leave it off to that. Like I said, this is something that Tasha K is saying, but I can attest to the fact that it is bigger than Tasha K. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our second behind the feed story. Private investigators say police know who last drove David's Tesla with Celeste inside the trunk, but can't reveal it yet. Now, I told you all this last week that I spoke with some of my sources at TMZ, which they said that I could say that they're from TMZ, and they have said in the past 20 years at TMZ, the LAPD has never held this much information close to the chest, meaning not divulging anything to the press, media, etc., etc. Now, I came on here and I told you guys, you got to read between the lines, and this is the whole point of this segment because it's behind the feed and off the record. And you have to think, why would the police know something that private investigators can figure out and not alert the public? And I bring this all the time back to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was unalived. In 33 hours, he was captured. The police put out information in a timely fashion because oftentimes the public can help solve crimes quicker than police, except if the police don't necessarily want to solve the crime and they might be trying to do some other things. Okay, let's just leave it at that. So I just wanted to remind you guys that I told you about this last week, and now private investigators are confirming what I said. Okay, so authorities are continuing to investigate the unaliving of Celeste, who was found in the Tesla. The vehicle had been impounded. Okay, we already know that. Police have searched the Hollywood Hills residence. We already know that. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has yet to release the official cause of unaliving, though early reports suggest, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so we all know about that. Nothing new other than the fact that the police know something that they're not telling the public. Now, there's some times where they don't want to tell the public because they feel like it could impede on their investigation. Okay, but why would Hari from TMZ publicly be calling out the LAPD? Why would I be calling them out last week? And now private investigators are like, what's up? Behind the feed and off the record. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. All right, our third behind the feed story. Nicki Minaj introduces billionaire Barbie and teases a major drop on March the 27th, 2026. All right, Nicki Minaj is back. Now, last time we talked about Nicki, she was like, I'm not putting out my album, indirectly saying like, yo, Jay-Z is flexing his muscles and I'm no longer putting out an album. She even added Jay-Z. For those of you who didn't catch that episode, or for those who are not daily listeners, Nicki Minaj has been alluding to the fact that Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and their CEO, Desiree Perez, are doing a lot of horrible things in the industry, and she wants to call them out and bring them down, all right? They are actually going to court. Desiree Perez's daughter is bringing Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and Desiree Perez to court for a lot of salacious allegations that could completely ruin Jay-Z. Nicki Minaj is one of the only artists in the industry that is publicly talking about Jay, and she got herself into a lot of hot water last week, and others have been like, yo, Nicki is like in danger. She's got to be careful. And all of a sudden she's like, all right, I'm going to stop. Now she got back online. So we're not too sure what happened. I made some calls. Everyone's a little bit shocked, but maybe we could read between the lines and figure it out. Okay. So this is what Nicki posted. She said, the truth of the matter is I could put out an album tomorrow and still revolutionize yet again. Sorry, I could revolutionize the industry yet again on March the 27th, 2026. That is the truth. And then turn around and still release another blockbuster fourth quarter 2026. Incentivize me. I could release 3 game-changing monumental documentaries and 3 audiobooks next year alone. Watch them try and fail miserably thinking they'll beat me to it yet again, laugh out loud. I don't have to be copied by podcasters and TV hosts. Bless their heart, they mean well. I am the podcast. I am the podcaster. I am the TV host. The one that people would actually care about, the only one. I am the technology you reach for. I've let them steal ideas because those are the ideas I never really gave an ish about. If you knew your phone was cloned, would you discuss your real plans and ideas? No. You'd give them the scraps and watch them not know what the F they're doing with it so that you could just sit back and laugh that psychotic laugh they hate to hear. Billionaire Barbie is no one's fool. Billionaire Barbie was just waiting on you to come to your effing senses. Hi, I'm Billionaire Barbie. Let's chat. And then puts this, which is Chucky. And I guess the album is back on March the 27th, 2026. I would like to tell you I know what's going on because that is what I do, but I and a few others are lost. Like, what? Look, I have an inkling, but I don't like to talk things that I don't know about. We'll see if this continues. We'll see what's going on. For now, y'all comment in the comment section and let me know what you think about Nicki Minaj. All right, our fourth behind the feed story. George Santos, thank you to President Trump for clemency and for having such an amazing will for second chances. I feel like it's justice served. Okay. Now, for those of you who follow me daily, you know why I'm playing this. I was actually going to try to not talk about Diddy today, but this just came out, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm literally just going to play the video for you, and then y'all let me know what you think. You let me know if you think that this is a setup for the Diddy pardon or not. Listen.
George, thank you so much for joining us on the couch. So let's just, first of all, congratulations on getting out.
Thank you for having me. And thank you to President Trump for clemency and for having such an amazing will for second chances.
An amazing will for what? Second chances?
I've made some poor choices in my life, but nothing would warrant a insane, arbitrary sentence.
Nothing would warrant an insane, arbitrary sentence.
A sentence that no one else would have gotten. A treatment that no one else would have gotten.
A sentence that nobody else would have gotten? Like, maybe like the Mann Act, which experts have been saying that nobody has been sentenced, no private person has been sentenced like that? What? Are they warming up the audience? Is this a warm-up act?
41 days in isolation in the shoe.
41 days in isolation? I could have sworn that Diddy at sentencing was talking about how horrible his conditions were, living in a room with 25 guys. Like, this sounds like so reminiscent of Diddy?
Non-violent first-time offenders with no criminal background, and we're being thrown in this harsh environment with absolutely nothing.
Non-violent first-time offenders with no criminal background. I wonder who else fits that exact description.
When I spoke to President Trump yesterday, I told him my commitment would be to prison reform.
His commitment is what? Prison reform? I could have sworn that Donald Xavier literally had like 12 different prison talks and things for Diddy to do when he gets out because he wants to be committed to prison reform?
So many other people who are being absolutely drowned with this arbitrary sentencing, a style of judges who are trying to circumvent the First Step Act.
A style of judges trying to circumvent. I'll leave it to you guys in the comment section below. All right, our first lead story. JD Vance posts an AI video of Trump as king in response to the No King protest. All right, it's not only JD Vance, but actually even Donald Trump posted one, which is far worse. For those of you who don't follow us on our Instagram page at the Trend Out Loud Show, go check that out. We posted a lot of things from the No Kings protest, which happened yesterday. Well, depending on where you when you're listening to this, it happened on Saturday. So we're not going to play any of that for you today, but we are going to play the two clips that Trump posted and JD Vance posted. Now, Trump's is him. Well, both of them allude to the fact of Trump being a king. Okay. Because of course the protest was no kings here in the USA. So when I first heard that this was happening, I was like, kind of typical Trump. You know, he'll post things. Some think it's too far sometimes, but I kind of sometimes sit on the fence and I'm like, this is Trump. He understands that young people are on social media. He understands that like these AI videos, etc. It's him changing the language of politics. And when he doesn't go too far, I think it is good for his base. I don't necessarily like them, but I understand why he's doing it. And I think it's a good strategy to engage with young people. And I've even said that I think the Democratic Party should do more of that. And even AOC and Bernie Sanders, when they were on their town hall on CNN on Wednesday, they even said that the Republicans do a far better job of communicating on social media. And AOC, Bernie Sanders, like AOC does it better than anybody else, but even she is not as good as them. So again, some of you might not like it, but that is me always trying to see both sides and giving credit where credit is due. And I shout out Bernie Sanders for acknowledging that same fact. Now, having said all of that, the video, the fact of him wearing a crown, like, okay, he's trolling. Like, no king's protest. Okay, I'm going to put a crown. But Trump is in a jet and he takes off with this crown on his head. And then he is seen dropping things that I can't even say here on YouTube, but number 2 from the plane and landing on the protesters. Now, sir, you are the president of the United States. You're not president of the MAGA movement. You're not president of the Republican Party. You're president of the United States. You're every citizen's president. And for you to put out a video like this is, to me, disrespecting the office, disrespecting your title, and it's a disrespect to the citizens of the United States of America. These people were peacefully protesting. I have been scouring the internet and looking, and there's even been posts from the NYPD saying there was over 100,000 people and we have made no arrests. For you to be doing this on people that are just acknowledging and using their First Amendment right is horrible for a president to do. And this is coming from me, who I always try to see both sides. This is horrible. JD Vance's video is not as bad. I don't like the Nancy Pelosi and them. He's taking a video from when they did a moment of silence with George Floyd, etc. But okay, that's them trolling. What Donald Trump did is super wrong. And I have said again, last week and the week before, that in the past month or 2 months, the actions and the words and the behavior of Donald Trump, to me, has been excessive and way too far. And that is why he's losing not necessarily his base, but he's losing a lot of the content creators that helped him get over the line and helped him win all the 7 swing states and win the popular vote, like Joe Rogan, like Aiden Ross, etc., etc. And when you lose those people, your midterms are not going to be very easy for you. And we just saw what happened with the No Kings protest. We saw a peaceful protest and how many people came out. So Donald Trump can continue on his course, but he's got a year and 2 months? And then things will change mighty quickly. And I don't know if everything that he's been doing, if he can make up for it. So that's just my 2 cents on the posts. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our second lead story. The trial against former Deputy Sean Greyson, charged with unaliving Sonya Massey, starts tomorrow. All right, I want to give a shout out to an Out Louder who actually DM'd me and asked me if I was going to be covering this. I took a screenshot. Oh yeah, Jackson, Crystalline Jackson. Thank you. She DM'd me and said, hey, you're going to be covering the trial tomorrow. So this is a state trial, so there's cameras in there, so there's no need for me to go in there and let you guys know what's going on, because it is going to be not televised, but you could find it online. But we will do our best to maybe give you guys weekly or bi-weekly updates, and if it gets really interesting, we'll maybe do a little daily segment. So wanted to just give you guys an alert on this. For those of you who don't remember this story, let me give you a little reminder. A former Deputy Sean Greyson will stand trial tomorrow, October the 20th, 2025, in Illinois after the change of venue due to heavy publicity. Greyson is facing state charges, including 3 counts of first-degree unaliving, another one with a GUN, and official misconduct in connection with the July 2024 unaliving of 36-year-old Sonya Massey, who called 911 for help from her Springfield home. Illinois State Police led the investigation, and prosecutors say that this will remain a state-level trial. So we have posted the video on our Instagram account, The Trend Out Loud Show. It is obviously way too graphic to play for you guys on YouTube, but this is the officer who came in to Sonya's home, and you see for the first 2 minutes that she's not, or 2 or 3 minutes, she's not all the way there. She maybe has some kind of mental health issues, but she calls them in. I don't remember what it was for. I think she said that she saw somebody on her porch. They were like, okay, everything's okay. And then they're like, are you all right? She's like, yeah. She's like, oh, let me see your ID. Let me see this. So things are kind of calm. The officers are a little bit skeptical, but you could see in the video that they're more like, are you okay? Or, do you just have mental health issues? Or maybe are you intoxicated or whatever? They're not too sure what's going on. And then she goes to her stove because one of the officers are like, hey, the water is boiling. And then he gets Sean gets a little uncomfortable and says, just be careful with that water. And she says, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And he goes, well, you better not. What did you say? And it goes off from there. She's obviously unalived after that. So if you guys want to go and see the video, you can go to our Instagram page, The Trend Out Loud Show. Of course, his defense is going to be she took up the pot of hot water and was going to throw it at him, and he had to defend himself. I am going to wait and follow the trial, give you guys the details on what the facts of the case is. I do have both videos up, to be fair, where the first video you'll see that, it looks like she's not doing anything wrong. And then there's another video where you do see the water actually being thrown, and it's hot water, and he could feel like he's threatened. I right now would not think that requires for an officer to pull their GUN, knowing that you're like, she's not 100%, right? But this is court, and you guys know how I am with court. We deal with facts and we deal with the law, okay? Just a sad incident altogether. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, our third lead story. Jennifer Lopez gets called a liar and cheater by her first husband after the Howard Stern interview, with her saying, I have never been loved. Okay, I think this is the first time that this is ever happening. This story, we first talked about it in Quick News. Let's just let you guys know about it. Then the next day, it went into social discussion because we're like, hold on, let's deep dive into this. Then somebody brought it yesterday in comments of the day, and I spoke about it. Now today, it's in lead stories. This might be the first time in the Trend Out Loud show that a story has started from Quick News to social discussion to comments, and now in lead. The first time, I must say. Hey, shout out to J-Lo. Okay. Let me tell you what's going on, all right? Jennifer Lopez is under fire from her first husband, who accused her of cheating after she claimed that none of her exes were capable of loving her. As previously reported, J-Lo made the statement during her recent appearance on the Howard Stern show. During the interview, Jennifer Lopez made a bold comment about her past relationships. Her dating history includes being engaged to her high school sweetheart, who she dated from 1984 to 1994 when she was 18 and he was 16. She later got married to this guy who's making this claim in 1997 to 1998, then dated Diddy from 99 to 2001, and then married Chris Judd from 2001 to 2023. After that, she was engaged to Ben Affleck from 2002 to 2004, married Mark Anthony from 2024 to 2014. They separated in 2011, dated Jasper Smart from 2011 to 2016, was engaged to Alex Rodriguez from 2019 to 2021 after dating since 2017 and married to Ben Affleck from 2022 to 2024 after rekindling their relationship in 2021. Woo! If I make any mistakes in there, y'all know I'm dyslexic, but I think I actually pulled that off. Shout out to me. In response to Lopez's comment, her ex-husband, Ojani, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, I don't know, took to Instagram October the 17th to share a lengthy post addressing his ex-wife's remarks. Now, I'm going to read to you his remarks because I feel it's really interesting. Okay, he writes, "This is in reference about the recent interview on the Howard Stern show where my ex-wife, Jennifer Lopez, aka J-Lo, said that she's never been loved or capable. Stop putting us down. Stop putting me down with your victim card." I just don't like how I just want to highlight, why is he saying us? Why is he talking for other men? That's already a red flag for me, but let me continue. "Stop putting us down. Stop putting me down with your victim card. The problem, it's not us, not me. The problem, it's you. You the only one who couldn't keep it in your pants. You have been loved a few times. You have been married 4 times and have had countless relationships in between. You have had good relationships, me for example. I was in love with you. I even moved out of state, leaving my job, my family, and friends behind to support you, to love you, to protect you, to care for you. I am an amazing, loving person, great human being, honest, faithful to you, never lied, never misbehaved, never cheated on you. I'm too good of a man for you. But you chose fame and fortune, moving a part of our relationship. You decided to lie, to cheat on me, and even though I stayed, I even tried to keep the marriage going and alive. You even begged me to stay because at the time you didn't want bad press, caring more about you, about your career, instead of saving the marriage, and I stayed. But you went for the fast lane of your career, stardom, not caring about me. You wanted to continue on cheating and lying. I wouldn't stay anymore and deal with the continuous lying. That's why I left you. That's why I divorced you. Tell the truth for once. Let people know that you are the problem. You should be embarrassed, ashamed of yourself."
Do you think you've truly been loved?
No. What I learned, it's not that I'm not lovable, it's that they're not capable. They don't have it in them.
Okay, so the reason why this is in lead stories is because, like I said, it's been dragging on and people have been talking about this for days. Now, when I first spoke about it, I kind of took like an overall approach, and I was like, man, like, somebody like J-Lo, crazy that it's, she's been through so many relationships, public relationships, and she still doesn't feel like she's actually found the guy to love her. And I was more focusing on, how hard it is to find the person who you feel will love you how you want to be felt. Then the next day, a couple of people were like, not only just under my comment section, but on other comment sections being like, give me a break, J-Lo, kind of like what her husband is saying, her ex-husband is saying here. Like, are you telling me you've been through like 6 dudes and like you're telling me you can't find anybody that loves you? You're the problem. And again, it's highlighted the fact that she married these guys and engaged, etc. So then I took the stand of saying, I think maybe the problem, yes, could be J-Lo, but not necessarily that she can't be loved, but that she is not articulating the type of love that she wants. I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily put their foot down. They'll get with somebody for their looks or for this or the fun or whatever. And at no time do they ever say, yo, this is the type of need, this is the type of love I'm looking for. This is what I need to continue. And I feel like not enough people do that and are comfortable with being alone rather than doing that. Now, with this information, assuming that it's true, let's just say for argument's sake, if she did cheat on him, if she stepped out or whatever, it looks more like J-Lo made moves for her career and perhaps did have love in the beginning, and she's moved throughout the industry or in the beginning of her career for her career. But if you look at the guys that we spoke about, let's say she left him, and then you see the next guy was Diddy. But then she also went out with backup dancers, and then people, like, after she was already J-Lo, and then you could tell that she wasn't with anybody to do anything for her relationship. Then there is Alex Rodriguez, which, like, he's not really, like, doing anything for her. I mean, he's a baseball player, but it's like, at her level with money, she's not necessarily having to get with a guy with money, right? Mark Anthony, okay, can maybe say that, he helped her with her music or whatever, like how Diddy helped her with her music. But I think, it's more telling what he wrote at this time now of why she left him. You know what I mean? I don't think if people are realizing that, like, okay, maybe she did step out on him to be more famous. Like, okay, that's a horrible thing. But what man would put on his social media like, you said that you weren't loved. I loved you. I'm a good guy. I'm a good man. And, like I told you, the first line that was like, don't stop putting us down. Stop putting me down. Like, I'm not saying that like anybody ever deserves to get cheated on, but like, bruh, like, what the heck is this? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And then to be able to like expose, like, well, you cheated on me. And, even though you cheated on me, like, I stayed around for us. And then you still didn't do this. And then you didn't want me to say anything because you were worried about the tabloids. Like, he just sounds like super, like, he sounds like he's very much into his feminine energy. Let's just put it that way. Like, I'm just saying, like, bruh, I think there's a reason why. Now, like I said, of course, never, nice to step out on anybody, especially somebody who are married. You should maintain your vows, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't know. I think we should be able to put this to bed. And the last thing I will say is, yes, I get the marriage part, but think about somebody who that is in their, J-Lo is 55. So other than the fact that she's been married 4 times and engaged, like rich people, like super rich people, they get married quicker than the average person because they're rich and it's like a celebratory thing. But if you take away like the marriage part of it, at 55, like 6 serious relationships that didn't work out, it's not always the person's fault. I'm sure she's not the easiest person, and I'm sure, yes, there is something to her that she needs to work on. We all need to work on ourselves. And I'm not defending J-Lo at all. I'm just saying, I think this is highlighted because she's J-Lo. I think it's highlighted because of the marriage. But at 55, to have 6 serious relationships that didn't work out, I don't think it's automatic that she's the problem. And if you are going to put blame, I think if you are going to put blame on J-Lo, I think the blame that needs to be placed on J-Lo is her not saying what she wants from a man. And maybe she doesn't know. And maybe she needs to go to therapy or do whatever, but she needs to take the time to work out and know, like, yo, this is what I need and this is what I want. And I'm not going to settle until I find that. And I think that is what will help J-Lo out. And if you don't find that, it's better to stay single. But like I always say, I'm a single guy, so don't take my advice. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. All right, that brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, our first quick story. Ayesha Curry posts a picture of her and Steph, and she says, "Love a day date." Now, I'll just touch on the day date quickly. I'm not a day date person, but I did like 2 years ago go out on a day date, and I was like amazed. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I missing out on? A day date is actually really cool. But this is not about that. Ayesha Curry has been getting slammed in the media. I mean, we have one post that's like going viral that's like close to like 500,000 views on the things that she has said, and we have played it for you multiple times on this show, so we're not going to play it again. And she's been getting dragged for, the things that she's been saying about Steph. And I never thought I was going to get married. I didn't want to have kids, etc., etc. Now, when you post something like this with your arms around Steph and Steph kissing you, it's not giving, oh, we're wrong. It's giving, yeah, you know what you did, and let me just post a picture and act like we're not bothered. This lets me know how bothered you are that you're trying so hard to not be bothered. Like, we're not dumb, Ayesha. Like, we can see through you. I'm sure there's some conversations that are going on. Anyways, y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our second quick story for you fashion people out there. Kim Kardashian breaks down her Margiela face mask at the 2025 Museum Gala. All right, I don't actually... Do you guys actually care what the breakdown is? She's just like, she doesn't even know. All right, I'll play some things beside me or whatever, but she's like, I brought my makeup artist in and I did my hair and I still wore the mask, but I'll maybe take it off to eat. Like, it's ridiculous. She also addressed the panties with the hair on it, and she's like, yeah, we do fun things and it sold out. She's like, I didn't even think it was going to sell out. You knew it was going to sell out. You know that it would, do what it did. And that's really basically about it. Okay. It's the same thing why Kanye does these things or whatever. It's just to get us talking. So I wanted to play it. We did post it on our Instagram page for you if you guys really want to get into it. But, there's also the corset dress. Looks like she can't even breathe, but I think that's the whole point of corset, right? Anyways, if you guys want more of this, go to our Instagram page, It's Out Loud Show on IG. All right, our third quick story. So, as we told you guys about yesterday about the No Kings rally, that there wasn't any arrest or any issues. I did find 2 issues on the police side, not on the protester side. And there was one video, which again, sorry that we can't play here for you, but LAPD runs over a man during the No Kings protest. Again, too graphic to play on YouTube. You can check it out on our Instagram page. There is also another video, pretty interesting video, where you see everybody dancing and having fun in the street, and it starts off and says, this is how it started, and then it goes and says, well, and this is what happened 10 minutes later. And it's made to look like there was unrest in the street, but that's the whole point of the 10 minutes later, where they were just literally peacefully protesting, dancing, and having fun in the street. And then all of a sudden the police come with their horses and etc. and they start, agitating the people. And they said it was 8 o'clock. It wasn't like, hey, it's 11 o'clock. You guys have to get off the street. Okay. So if you want to check out those 2 instances, but regardless of that, even though that those are not good, and I, of course, I hope everybody is well, I still think having over 7 million people come out, and that being the only 2 instances that I've seen, and I'm sure there's only a few more, success on both sides. I want to give credit to the protesters and give credit to the police officers and the security guards and everything. Successful day. No matter what side of the aisle you stay on, protest is a First Amendment right. It's a right to free speech done peacefully. I think it was very, very well orchestrated on both sides. Like I said earlier, I think the most disappointing thing is Trump in that fighter jet. I think that was the one bad stain on the day. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our fourth quick story. Okay, we're going to touch on this really quickly. Celebrity stylist DeAndre Tristan accused of breaking into his ex's apartment and stealing jewelry, bags, and luggage. Okay, the reason why we're not going to spend too much time, and I didn't even post this, is this is Nicki Minaj's stylist, who 2 weeks ago that she claimed was one of the people that was stealing money off her Amex card. If you guys remember from the fight with her and Cardi B was saying, hey, you get hung up on your DRUGs. Your husband takes your credit card and spends it with other people. A couple of days later, you hear Nicki Minaj filing a police report. And now DeAndre is accused again of stealing. Okay. In a series of Instagram posts, DeAndre's ex accuses him of breaking into his apartment while he was at work, stealing jewelry, bags, and luggage. Now, the reason why I'm just a little hesitant on this is when you're in a relationship with somebody and things go bad, you don't know if he's going in and taking things that really belong to him, and now maybe his ex is upset or whatever, and he knows that Nicki is accusing him of things, so he's just playing this video. So, you know what I mean? Like, I know what's kind of going on around there, but I just want to just be a little careful. He put this out. He said, DeAndre, you're going to jail. You broke into my apartment and stole jewelry, my bags, luggage. While I was at work, you're going to jail. You are mad I left you after you cheated on me multiple times. And now you're crashing out because you're losing everything after stealing from Nicki Minaj. Okay. So let's not even put out the, I'm not even going to put out the video, but I just wanted to give you guys some background on Nicki Minaj's stylist, who she alleged stealing. Now his ex is also alleging the same thing. All right, our fifth quick story. All right, I wanted to show you guys this video, one of the most powerful demonstrations at No Kings. All right, y'all know I'm a very big fan of streaming shows, and I love Handmaid's Tale. I don't know why the Democrats didn't use this during the campaign, but somebody used it yesterday. I'm playing it here beside me. So effective. I'll play it again so that you guys look at the signs. This was a demonstration at No Kings, and I wanted to just play it for you guys because I thought how ironic where 7 million, over 7 million people could come out and protest and demonstrate, and then you have here 10 people, and this is arguably online. People are saying that this might have been the most powerful thing that happened yesterday. Just brilliant work. Again, I'm not on each side. When Republicans do good things, I say it. When Democrats do good things, I say it. But like I alluded to earlier, Democrats have to do a better job at vocalizing their message and getting it out there. The way that they speak is very dated, doing press conferences and talking over everyone's head. You need to have better messaging, and it needs to come it needs to translate to social media, and messages like this are very, very impactful. So I just want to shout that out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this is getting a lot of attention online. A man goes viral for his reaction after touching a pride flag. Okay, it's clearly like a delivery guy, and there's a pride flag flying around, and just like, for those who are not seeing the video, he's kind of like ducks it, and then he comes back out and he's like brushing his hand off or whatever. Of course, there's going to be people that are like, oh, maybe the flag was dirty. And there's like, I guess you could say, like, if he was that, I'm looking at it again here, like, yeah, if he was that grossed out by the actual flag, he wouldn't have touched it in the beginning. So maybe something came on him after walking through the flag, because it's not like he super tried to avoid it in the beginning. Anyways, people are just obviously trying to say that it's because that of the kind of flag it was why he is acting like that, obviously, right? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. You guys check it out on our Instagram page, the Trend Out Loud Show. The comments are very divided. So you guys let me know. Do you think it's just the flag that's just dirty, and after he passed it, he was like, oh my gosh, there's a spider on me or whatever? Or do you think that he's reacting like that because of the kind of flag it is? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our seventh quick story. Rubi Rose wants to know how she could look this good and still be single at 28. Okay, obviously she's trolling, but a couple of you wanted to answer her. I'm going to go to our comment section to read you guys how funny these comments are. Another person put, the first person put cap, like obviously you're not single, because you talking about your outsides and the insides don't match. Another person said the airbrush filter is glitching every time, sis, because in the video, she's like, I wake up looking this good. Well, I have a little bit of a lash on and I'm maybe using a little bit of a filter. Ma'am, you're using a lot of a filter, okay? Anyways, another person said, who says ish like this? Secret Service Sam, my homie, says, how are you going to win if you ain't right within? Another person says, because you're a 2025 G-Wagon with 205 miles. Ouch. Another person says, women truly believe pretty is enough. Laugh out loud. That ish only flies in your youthful years. Another person said, probably because you selling more roast beef than Arby's. It's not nice. Another person says, because she belongs in the streets. Obviously, you know that she is just trolling y'all, but I love the reactions. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below.
It ain't no motherfucking way. I look like this. Like, just chilling in my car. Like, I just look like this. Off the wake up. Like, no makeup, just a little lash and lip gloss and a little filter. A little filter. And I'm single? It don't make sense.
All right, our 8th quick story. Oh my gosh. The girlies might be beefing, y'all. Brandy walks off stage mid-show and Monica is forced to close the show alone in Chicago. All right, if you guys want to see the whole thing, go to our Instagram page. Now, Brandy is seen saying, hey, my mic sounds a little bit weird. What's going on? And then a minute later, she goes off stage. She goes to the soundboard. But the reason why a lot of people are talking about this more is like, why not just fix the sound and come back? Why leave Monica up there by herself? So a lot of people think that there's a little bit of beef going on. And last time when I spoke with you guys about Monica and Brandy, I think it was to tell you guys, I remember what the story was a few days ago. Maybe it was to tell you guys that their tour is starting or kicking off. And I was like, I love Monica and Brandy. Oh, no, I know what it was. It was during the verses, I think it was yesterday's show, when we were talking about the top 10 verses. Yes, it was top 10 verses. And they put Monica and Brandy's verses at like 10 or 9. And I can't remember who was 1. Anyways, I was like, Monica and Brandy need to be higher up there. And I was like, I should have worn my Monica and Brandy hoodie. Just wanted to bring it out for y'all who thought maybe I don't have one. This is how much of a Monica and Brandy lover I am. After their verses, yes, I went online and I bought a hoodie. I'm not wearing it today because the fit is horrible. I literally put it on to wear it in today's show, and the fit is so bad. It's probably why I don't wear it. But shout out to Monica and Brandy. I actually hope that there is nothing going on behind the scenes. Brandy put out a letter, a statement. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but she said, to my dear fans in Chicago, thank you for your overwhelming love, support, and most importantly, your prayers. I sincerely apologize for the abrupt end to last night's performance in Chicago. After weeks of nonstop rehearsal last night, I experienced dehydration and feeling of wanting to faint. Everybody involved agreed that prioritizing my well-being was of the utmost importance. Monica, we saw you, but okay. I still made the decision to try and return and give it my all despite not feeling okay. With having to make some adjustments and the show being very technical, unfortunately, it was impossible to fully connect sonically with the production. I really appreciate everyone's best efforts. I'm deeply grateful to my sister, Monica, for stepping up with such grace and professionalism, and the entire crew for their continued care and support. I went from the arena to see a doctor nearby and have taken the proper precautions to help moving forward. Your understanding, patience, and unwavering belief means the world to me. I look forward to returning to the stage stronger and more grateful than ever alongside my girl, Monica, tonight in Indianapolis. With all my love, Brandy. I said I wasn't going to read the whole thing, and I did. Look, I've been in the industry long enough to know that that statement is not all the way true. Let's just leave it at that, all right? This literally just came up, so I wasn't even able to call anybody. I actually know people on that are in both their camps, but I am such a fan. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. If it gets bigger than this, I'll try to find out for you guys, but I want to keep this peaceful. All right. But whoever wrote that, like, we saw her frustrated, and she's not like she was dehydrated at all. And she even said, yo, my sound is off. We can tell you're frustrated, Brandy. Just tell us the truth, okay? Anyways, let me know what you think, and I hope the girlies are not fighting. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, y'all, it is time for everyone's favorite segment, comments and social discussion of the day. All right, before we get into that, y'all know I have a very important question for you. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Well, let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are if you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud to get your 14-day free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your cell phone or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And by the way, this is legal. They do this by getting the back end information when you buy something online. And there is a new thing out there that these scammers are taking your information and selling your home, and you don't find out about it until somebody else is coming in there to move in. Yeah, they could change the deed without you knowing. Google it online, all right? It's very scary out there. This is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts if your credit card or banking information is found. You get a secure VPN, antivirus, and they also have US-based customer service round the clock, 24/7. They also have a $5 million identity theft insurance protection plan. If anything does go wrong, you're insured. Use the link below, QR code beside me, sign up. It's free, automatically free for 14 days when you use this link. They can take your information off for free to just show you what they can do, all right? So sign up. All right, before you get the comments, I also got to remind you two things. Sign up for our Out Loud membership to get loyalty badges, emojis, member-only live stream, member-only videos, early access to new videos, and member shout-outs. Also, we also do a behind-the-scenes vlog weekly, where we just kind of give you more insight, or I give you more insight to what I'm doing and what I'm up to, all right? So make sure you sign up to the Out Loud membership. Also, yesterday and every day forward, we're going to remind you guys of Super Thanks. Super Thanks is something that YouTube has started and are recommending for us to tell you guys about, and it's a way for you guys to give back. A lot of people are always like, hey, can you have a PayPal or a Cash App or whatever? We want to, help, donate, contribute to the show. We like the work that you've been doing. There's a button right below called Thanks. Some of you might not see it if you're on your phone, depending on what you're on. It's right beside the like and remix and share button. You might have to slide over. You'll see Thanks. And with that Thanks, you could say, hey, thanks for this episode, and give $2, $3, whatever you would like. And it also gives you the ability to make a comment or leave a comment, and it highlights that comment so it's easier for me to see. And you know that I love reading your comments. So don't ever hesitate to use the Super Thanks. Here is YouTube letting you know how to use a Super Thanks. Take a listen.
Buy a Super Thanks by clicking the Thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
Okay, now let me get to comments of the day. I have 3, but before I do, I want to but there's something I forgot to say from a person who left a comment yesterday, okay? Diana said, hi, Trent. I'm not going to read the whole thing, don't worry. Diana said, hi, Trent. I would like you to know that you are very easy to listen to, and very easy on the eyes. Sorry, I had to say that. You are my very first podcaster, commenter, reporter that I ever started listening to on YouTube, and still now only watch religiously about 4. You're number 1. So I wanted to get that part out the way. Then she went on to talk about J-Lo, and I got so caught up in talking about J-Lo, I forgot to say, Diana, first of all, thank you very much for saying that I'm easy to listen to. Thank you, secondly, for saying that I'm easy on the eyes. Thank you. More importantly, I am so honored that we are your first podcast that you listen to, or first show that you listen to on YouTube. Yo, shout out to us. Come on. For new media leading the way, we are so happy about that. Thank you. And sorry for not even acknowledging that yesterday. I just got so caught up in the rest of your comment. And I not only love that we were your first and help get you over to YouTube and off of Legacy TV, but now you watch 4 other shows and we are still your number 1. Shout out to the Trend Out Loud team. Yo, congratulations, guys. Congratulations. For those who don't know, I'm really just alone in the room, but sometimes I talk to the producers. Congratulations, guys. Anyways, thank you so much for that comment. And like I said, sorry for not highlighting it yesterday. All right, so the 3 comments from today. The first one is from Mindy. She said, gonna sign up with Aura soon. Thank you so much for looking out for us. I'm telling you, everybody that signs up with Aura is always like, yo, I can't believe that information was out there. My social security number is out there. That was out there. Thank you. It's a great thing, okay? So make sure you sign up. Next one is Jennifer. She says, oh my gosh, where do I start? I don't know. Start with your country and your city. All right. I always tell you guys, if you're going to comment something and you don't know what to comment on, let me know where you're watching, because I love to know which country and city you're watching from, because this is a global show and I love to see how worldly we are. Last one is from Gia. She said, your shows definitely need to be longer, especially on Friday night, man. So thank you guys for that, Gia. I did ask, hey, do you guys want shorter shows, longer shows? I remember a couple of months ago, I was like, should I be a little bit shorter? And most people said longer. So just wanted to do a check. They've all been at least over an hour the past couple of weeks. Just wanted to do a show check to make sure that you guys are still enjoying these longer format shows. So we will definitely keep that up. Okay, social discussion today is Paul Pierce. And I'm happy to talk about Paul Pierce, because he said something a couple of days ago and I was like, man, I never agree with Paul Pierce. And I did. Now I'm back to disagreeing with him, and I couldn't be happier. Oh, where is it here? Here it is. Paul Pierce says, date a solid 5 versus a pretty 10 woman. Ugh, I hate when men say things like this. Take a listen.
You've been giving some good advice. You told us that, look, a hard-working man that's building something, leave them pretty girls alone. Get you a 5, get you a solid 6.
Keep it real.
Get you a 5, solid 6.
Get somebody that's humble.
Yeah.
That don't require all this.
Cause 9, 10, that's a lot of maintenance. That's a lot of upkeep.
And see, and I always have to go back. I'm not gonna tell her she 5 or 6.
You're right.
Oh, that is the part that just. Oh, I'm not going to tell her she's a 5 or 6. So now you're lying to your wife, and you're not attracted to your wife because you are too insecure to think that you can find a 10 who's humble and doesn't require all this maintenance and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's so insecure and such like just horrible, toxic masculinity. It just drives me nuts when men say this. And I'm telling you guys, that is why there's so much divorce and breakup out there. Gentlemen, listen to me. Your girl has to be the prettiest girl in the room to you. Not to me or to anybody else, to you. 1. If there's other girls that you want to go home with, that's going to be a problem. You always got to want your wife and vice versa. That's 1. 2, stop thinking that pretty girls or dime pieces or 10s are what social media tells you they are. There are pretty girls that have a head on their shoulders, that are good girls, that are supportive, that are this, that are every single thing, that don't require attention, all the things that he said, and I don't even want to play them. There are girls that are amazing, beautiful wives, girlfriends, and or partners. Just like there are some 5s and 10s that are maintenance and this and that or whatever and negative, there are pretty girls that are negative also too. There's negativity all around the spectrum. Stop thinking that a girl's looks or a person's look dictates the person who they are inside. Find somebody who you're attracted to, that you're always going to want to pick, and find somebody who fits and works with you, loves you, supports you, and pours into you, just like you want to pick them, support them, and pour into them. That is how you have a successful marriage. But like I always say, I'm the single guy, so don't listen to me. All right, this brings us to question of the day. If your partner suddenly became a millionaire, do you think you'd change? Sorry, let me read that again. If your partner suddenly became a billionaire, do you think they'd change on you? Okay, before I even get into this, can you guys please do me a favor? Can you guys help me with question of the day? I am so tired with every single question of the day on these sites being about relationships or being about love. And I love talking about love, but where are the questions of the day of like, who has the best chips, or like what flavor are the best chips, or whatever? Or what's the best R&B song, or the country, or whatever. So please, if you guys are out there listening, the out louders, please DM me some good questions of the days that you might see on some sites. Okay. So, okay, get back to the answer. Would your partner, a billionaire, would they change on you? Somebody says, is the sky blue? Another person said, we both going up. Another person said, I don't know if they change on me, but I will definitely change on them. Honey, I need half of that for all the years of pain and struggling, or I'll see you on Judge Judy. Another person said, my homegirl's N-word won $40 on FanDuel and didn't text or call her all day. That's funny. Another person said, no, I would definitely meet who they really are. I would finally meet who they really are. I don't know if that's really answering. Money doesn't change people. It just reveals who they truly are. Another person says, I couldn't even finish building before my ex got itchy hands. So yes. As long as I get a bag to disappear, we good. Hold on. This person said, well, of course, there are going to be some level of change. It just depends on what those changes are. This was going to be my answer. Let me read one more. Yes, wholeheartedly. Hence why I don't expect nothing from no one. People show you who they are daily. You just got to accept it and make your own billions. So let me just get 5, shawty, and you could dump me. Okay, I think like that one answer, of course, things will change if your partner wins $1 billion. But I think in a good, solid relationship, you would both change together. And I think the question is, would they change up on you and be out? For me, I would like to think no. If I would ever get married or ever be in a relationship, I would think no. And it's for the reason that we just talked about in social discussion, is that I would never be with anybody that I would want to leave if I won $1 billion. I would want to be with somebody who I couldn't wait to come home and be like, babe, I want a Billy. Like, I wouldn't want to travel without her. I wouldn't want to be in a bigger house without her. I wouldn't want to be in the craziest sports cars without her, because I love her. And having all of that money without her wouldn't be fun. And that's the only type of love that I'll ever be with. So vice versa, I would hope that my wife and my partner would feel the same way and be like, I would rather be with Trent than to have a Billy. So like, why would I have this Billy and be like, finally I could leave? Because it's just money, right? It's just money. So you're going to buy things. You're going to do all the things that you were never been able to do. So wouldn't you want to be with that person even more? Why would you change up at all? Like I would change up on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Be like, peace. I don't have to work at this job anymore. I don't have to do this. Like all the people who I'm fake with, but your partner, guys should even be more real. If you have a real relationship, if you're not like Paul Pierce and are dating 5 or 6s and not really telling them and being honest with them, yeah, that's the person you're going to leave. Anyways, y'all let me know in the comment section below. All right, y'all, that is it for me. Thank you so much for kicking with me. I think we had a good show, a good Sunday night show. Before I go, actually, I don't need this paper. Before I go, just want to remind you to click the link below, sign up for the Out Louder membership. Cheat code, if you're on an iPhone, don't join with the join button because Apple charges you like $2 or $3 more. If you're on an Android or desktop, yes, use the join button. If you're on an Apple phone, use the link below, or just safer bet, use the link below, okay? Also, to talk about the memberships, there are different levels of memberships. They all give you the same access. They just work like a tip button if you want to pay more to support more in the show. And also talking about the show, just want to remind you once again, feel free to use the thank button. It highlights your comments. It's easier for us to see, and it definitely supports the show, and we appreciate you guys, all right? Also, lastly, don't forget to use the second link below or the QR code beside me, which is Aura. If you guys have bought anything online at any time, your information is out there for free. Aura can take it down and show you that you're exposed. For free for 14 days. Okay. So make sure y'all sign up. Now, before I let you go, I just want to remind you guys of all the ways to keep up with the show. For those of you who like to listen on podcast platforms, the Trent Out Loud show is available on every single podcast platform. Just go to any pod site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And we upload daily. Yes, 7 days a week. We're working here for y'all. All right. That's why don't hesitate to use the thank you button. Now, for those of you who are like me and like to watch your shows, head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. There's 5 things I'm going to need you to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get the algorithming. 3, please try to comment. You guys are my co-host. I bring the subjects, we talk about it, but then I hand it over to you to comment. If y'all ain't commenting, I'm just here talking about myself, all right? I don't want to look crazy. For those of you who don't want to join in on the conversation, that's totally fine and understandable. Like I said earlier, just at least let me know country or city that you're watching from, because I know this is a global show and I love to see where you are watching from. 4th, if you're really liking the show, please try to share it. There's a share button. Use that share button and share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it helps them growing the channel. And we are here to grow this channel. And 5th, like I said, is use the link below or the join button to sign up for the memberships and or the thank button to highlight your comments and support the show. For those who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, like I've said many a times in the show, there's a lot of things in the show that we could only put on Instagram, but follow us on IG, The Trent Out Loud Show. Unfortunately, YouTube has a lot of restrictions. There's a lot of great things that we cannot play here for you for copyright reasons and restrictions, but we do play it fully on our IG page. So I would love for you to watch it there. Come and watch the show, and then you're fully connected. And like I said, we hand it off to you guys to comment and just enjoy the show. So make sure you follow us, The Trent Out Loud Show, on IG. Have a great day. Have a great night or a great morning. I'll see you tomorrow. Deuces. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!